One of the next things I want to do, once I kind of get my basic sense of sound, at least get a start on that, if not totally established, I'll work on that kind of my next exercises too, is I want to start to wake up my fingers a little bit. And I also, so getting some of that finger dexterity that I'm going to need going forward. And I also want to kind of get my bow used to, different string crossings and things like that. So there's an exercise by Ysaÿe that I use on violin. And I can link a PDF here if I need to. But it really just kind of gets me practicing on all four strings using all four fingers. I had to count. Using all four fingers. And it kind of slowly works me into getting those fingers used a little bit more. The way I do the exercise, I kind of do it from memory because there's some patterns here. So I'm not sure I do it exactly the way it's printed anymore. But basically, I'll do a thing where it's all open strings, and then I'll throw in first finger, then I'll throw in second finger, then two, then three, then four, and then I'll do different combinations of fingers, kind of going up and all the way down. And it's all in first position, but yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Oh, by the way, this also is good work on bow control, because you'll see that when I change kind of notes, they're all kind of packed into one part of the bow. So I'll pack them into this part of the bow here near the tip, and then this part of the bow here at the frog, and I'll try to avoid having a whole lot of note changes in this middle part of the bow. This really kind of helps me wake up a whole lot of things at once. As I said, my fingers, my bow string crossing, and then some bow control as well with how I pack the notes. Again, you'll see here. So you might have noticed I repeated each of those. I did each of those different episodes at least twice. I wanted, make sure I can do them as well as I possibly can, at least for that day. Some of them I did more because I noticed a couple of things along the way. Either my tone suffered along the way, so I wanted to redo on it, or I noticed sometimes I didn't get as low in the bow on some of the up bows as I wanted to before I started the fingering patterns, which I want to try to get, at least south of the balance point before I start on the up bows, and at least kind of north of this, about 3/4 or 2/3 of the way through the bow here before I start fingering notes in this part of the bow. So I didn't always do those as well as I thought I could. One of the things that always trips me up, that often trips me up, is the patterns that involve my fourth finger and then going to an open string. Sometimes those aren't always as clean as I can make them, so I'll usually go back and do it a couple more times just to try to clean those up. You'll notice at one point I actually stopped the bow kind of in the middle of the exercise, and then I got to where I wanted to start the finger notes, and then I did one, next, and then if you kind of look at my bow, you kind of see the bow popping and going back in between each note. Okay, that's a really important technique that I use, and we can talk more about that if you like, to practice my slurs and get my slurs nice and clean and clear. I call them stop slurs, but that's not a real term. But in any event, I do that whenever I want to clean up my slurred work. So that's one of the exercises I use.